Right now, Sun Prairie City Council plans to vote on a potential wheel tax. A look at the details and why it's been a growing trend in Wisconsin. Plus, we continue to look at younger voters in Wisconsin and their interest in the election, how social media is having an impact on their election decisions. And later, teaching literacy in the classroom, why Wisconsin schools are turning the page on an older program in exchange for a new one. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 6. Sun Prairie residents may soon have to pay more to own a vehicle. That's if the city council decides to impose a wheel tax. They're voting on a resolution to do just that at a meeting tonight. And that's where we find our Braden Ross live, who tells us if passed, this would really be part of a larger trend on wheel taxes in Wisconsin. Braden?
Yeah, that's right, Eric. If Sun Prairie passes, or they're proposing a $30 per year wheel tax tonight, and if that passes the city council, it would join 41 other cities and 13 counties in Wisconsin that have done the same over the last decade. Now, in 2011, there were only 4 Wisconsin communities that imposed a wheel tax, but as road repairs and infrastructure projects have gotten more expensive and state aid and property tax limits haven't kept up, municipalities have been forced to fund roads and transportation in other ways.
They look for small extra sources of revenue, and the wheels tax is an obvious one. It's not going to raise a lot of money, but when there's a real struggle for every municipality to balance their budget, any little source of new revenue is, I think, and should be on the table.
Now, Sun Prairie residents would pay the city wheel tax on top of both the $28 Dane County wheel tax and the state's $85 annual registration fee. Now, this meeting here in Sun Prairie is set to start in just under an hour at 7 here, and we'll keep you updated on what they decide. For now, reporting live in Sun Prairie, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
Braden, thank you. Today is National Voter Registration Day, a day dedicated to getting more people registered to vote. The nonpartisan event started back in 2012. Since then, its thousands of partners have helped get more than 5 million people registered. Throughout the state today, the League of Women Voters of Wisconsin registered voters across the state. And in Madison, the city clerk took part in a pop-up registration drive around the city.
The election is 7 weeks away, and so it's approaching pretty quickly. And the first step in creating your voting plan is to make sure you're registered. So this is a good opportunity to do that. Even if you think you're registered, it's good just to verify that using the MyVote site.
Witzel Bill says clerks will be out all week at community centers and in libraries helping you get registered to vote. To learn more about your voter eligibility or to register, head to myvote.wi.gov. You can find that link and more resources at our website, channel3000.com. 3 for the People is our initiative to shine a light on political issues that you care about. And this week, our Meryl Hubbard is talking about youth participation in politics. And she's here now to speak about social media. Meryl?
Yeah, Eric, part of the youth participation is addressing social media's role in politics. And as we take a deep dive in how different platforms play into political information and misinformation.
Is Kamala Harris brought, all these kinds of things, or Brad. I don't even know how to say it, right? But I know that these things are happening.
VP Kamala Harris needs the youth vote to win, so she's reaching them through social media.
Kamala Harris, her social media has been using a lot of the Brat Summer, Charlie XCX themed stuff, which I think is funny.
Unlike the Brat and Charlie XCX trends, politicians on platforms isn't a new thing. Former President Trump has been known to use Twitter and X, and he has recently gone on popular influencer podcasts.
Trump really uses social media as an airing of grievances and a way to kind of excite his base and get them to yell at the news media to try to cover politics differently.
Where media platforms are designed to be clicky and fun, they can also be dangerous.
One problem with social media is people aren't learning as much, and they're sometimes learning things that aren't true.
With Elon Musk taking over Twitter and creating X, the platform has shifted to more of a right lean, where the share of Republican users who see X as good for democracy have almost tripled from 17% in 2021 to 53% in 2024.
Social media platforms are relatively ideologically segregated. People tend to coordinate and communicate with people who are more like them politically than less like them politically.
Pew Research has shown that people who solely use social media for information are more likely to be exposed to made-up news, and how people are informed can change the way they vote.
And so if they're more in an ideological echo chamber, that might make them more extreme, but also more likely to participate.
So even if the memes and tweets are clicky, there is always more research to be done to discern the true from the false.
I mean, I think it's cute marketing. I don't really know how like substantive it is for a campaign. So like, cool, but I hope that that's not like the reason people are voting for the candidates.
UW-Madison professor Mike Wagner says that the best way to fact check is to research something you see online and find multiple sources that discern whether the claim is true or false.
Meryl, thank you. Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance making a stop at Eau Claire today. There, the Ohio senator focused on immigration and securing the southern border. Senator Vance also answered questions from reporters, including questions on child care.
There are so many different options out there, but what does the government subsidize? Just one. We only subsidize, we only support one model in this country. And what President Trump and I believe is that we ought to support every model. We ought to let people make their own choices in family care, not try to force one government-size-fits-all approach on everybody.
This was the senator's second stop in Eau Claire in just the last 6 weeks. And Vice President Kamala Harris visiting Madison on Friday. So far, we only know that the event will be held in the early evening hours. Still, we are awaiting details on an official time and location. This will be the vice president's 9th stop in Wisconsin this year. Temperatures staying above average for the week. Let's check your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex?
Eric, and out here on the patio, still above average. Temperatures nearly 10 to 15 degrees above normal yet again today across southern Wisconsin. Let's take a look. Current temperature right now, Madison, 82 degrees. Our normal high is 72 degrees. It's a dry warmth, though, still out there. Beautiful image here with our Upland Hills Sky Cam. Thank you for that sponsoring there. It's warm out there. It will stay warm through this evening. It'll be a slow fall in those temperatures, but the sky is staying clear across the area as we push towards the overnight hours. Temperatures eventually will dip down to a low temperature of right around 54. So as you get closer to the 10 o'clock newscast and after, you might want to open up the windows, let some fresh air in. But warm air is going to fill right back in as we go on into Wednesday with high temperatures back up into the middle 80s after lows tonight in the lower to middle 50s, which is still 5 degrees above normal for our low temperatures. We've inserted some additional rain chances for Thursday night, and we've upped our rainfall chances as we go Sunday, Monday, even out into the early portion of Tuesday of next week. Coming up in Maine weather, we have a line of thunderstorms that we're going to be tracking for Thursday night. Not expecting widespread severe weather, but some gusty winds could occur with some of those storms. Who has the best chance of those storms? I'll let you know in a few minutes.
Alex, thank you. A man who pleaded guilty for his role in a deadly shooting on Lakeside Street in Madison back in 2022 is sentenced today to 8 years in prison. 42-year-old Edward Smith pleaded guilty in May to second-degree reckless homicide as part of a plea deal that dismissed 4 counts of felony bail jumping and 1 count of possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. Now, these charges stem from a November 2022 shooting that killed 36-year-old Chantery Riley. A criminal complaint alleges that a witness saw Smith and Riley fighting near an SUV. According to the complaint, Smith and Riley were stepbrothers. Smith was arrested just over 2 weeks after the shooting. He was also sentenced to 7 years extended supervision after his incarceration. We now know the identity of an inmate who was found dead at the Rock County Jail. 30-year-old Jacob West of Beloit was found unresponsive inside his cell Friday night. He was pronounced dead on scene Saturday. West was housed in the cell by himself. A forensic examination was completed on Monday. Cause and manner of death is pending. Additional testing is underway. That incident remains under investigation. Teachers around Wisconsin are rethinking the way they teach literacy. It's all because of new state legislation called Act 20. But what does it actually look like inside the classroom? Our Maddie Heimsch is here with an answer. Maddie?
Yeah, you probably don't remember what strategy your kindergarten teacher used to teach you how to read. But in elementary schools, best practices are always changing, meaning teachers' lesson plans are as well.
One of the major building blocks of Act 20 is teaching kids to break down words letter by letter, as opposed to popular strategies that teach them to use context clues and memorization to form words and sentences.
When a child encounters a word that they don't know, the prompts from the teacher would be about the relationship between letters and sounds. You would not hear prompts like, take a guess or look at the picture. Instead, you would hear prompts like, try the first sound. What sound does that first letter make?
Other Act 20 hallmarks include personal reading plans, transparency guidelines between schools and parents, and updated teacher education requirements. It all comes after the National Assessment of Educational Progress found that only 33% of fourth graders were at or above proficient reading level in 2022. That leaves 2/3 behind when it comes to literacy.
What the change is aiming for is to get kids to be more fluent with the tools of reading more quickly, more effectively, more efficiently, and with some equity.
Erica Halverson is a UW-Madison professor of curriculum and instruction. She says while new initiatives like Act 20 are great in theory, they can often force teachers into prioritizing lesson specifics, putting hands-on learning on the back burner.
So I think a big challenge for educators is how do you make the time? How do you make the time to take all that this project is asking and maintain the joy, maintain the cultural connection?
Act 20 has begun rolling out into Madison schools, some already administering pre-screening exams and others adopting the new curriculum this school year.
Maddie, thank you. Coming up, the Coach for Kids campaign gets a nice bump in donations. We'll get a look at the latest numbers. Plus, social media platform Instagram announcing new settings to try to protect younger users, what parents need to know.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
A biker must always be on alert. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. We'll fight for the compensation you deserve. And there's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, you might see me in your mailbox. Don't throw me away. I have a lot to say about Network Health. Like how Network Health has Medicare Advantage plans that give you $25 back towards your Medicare Part B premium every month. Plans start at $0 a month with $0 doctor visits and $0 prescription drugs. Plus, extra benefits are built in, including dental, vision, over-the-counter items, and more. With Network Health, it's your choice. Isn't that great? Don't wait. Call 833-7-NETWORK today.
If you're about to replace your roof, stop. There's a solution about 80% less expensive. 9 out of 10 roofs can be saved by RoofMax. Guaranteed to extend the life of your current roof by 5 to 15 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. RoofMax's deep penetrating power restores flexibility and water protection. Nobody wants to replace their roof. Restore it instead with RoofMax for 80% less. Call now for a free roof inspection.
3 years ago, I had an abortion of a desperately wanted and loved baby. Joan Ballwig wants to ban all abortion, with no exceptions. Not for rape or incest, not to save the mother's life. I know what it's like when women have to make these heartbreaking decisions. The very last person who should have anything to do with it is a politician like Joan Ballwig.
The final sprint to Election Day is on, and News 3 Now this morning is focused on the races and the policies that matter to you, the voter.
We're taking a look at both sides of the issues and where the candidates stand so you can cast your vote with confidence.
3 for the people, only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Our Coach for Kids campaign is gaining some momentum this week after another good jump in donations. News 3 Now teaming up with Clinky Cleaners, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, and Magic 98 to try to collect 5,000 coats. Right now, the campaign has collected 751 winter coats. Still have a long way to go, though, if we want to reach our goal of 5,000. You have until October 5th to take new or gently used coats, hats, mittens, snow pants, and other winter outerwear to any area Clinky Cleaners location. Clinky will wash all those donations for free, and if you don't have a winter coat, you can still help by buying a coat off the Coats for Kids Amazon wish list. You can find a link to that at channel3000.com/coats4kids. Instagram making some big changes aimed to protect young users on its platform. Today, the social media platform announced new teen account settings that'll take effect starting next week. Now, accounts for users under the age of 18 will automatically be set to private and placed in the strictest messaging settings. Only people they're already connected to will be able to send them messages, tag them in photos, or mention them in comments. The new settings will also restrict what kinds of content they can view on the app.
If we see a teen try to set up a new account as an adult account, we're going to ask them to verify their age. If they have an ID, they certainly can provide an ID. We also use something called Yoti, which basically looks at facial features and says this person is under 18, this person is over 18.
Meta says it's also adding new optional parental supervision features that let parents see who their teen has messaged, view the topics they're looking at, and set daily time limits. Something to note, 16 and 17-year-olds will be able to change those newly automated restrictive settings without parental permission. Meta says they made the decision to do all of this after talking to parents who had teens of all ages. Still ahead, how Sam's Club plans to stay in competition when it comes to keeping its workforce. Plus, an emotional day for many in Madison as they officially become citizens of the United States. And you may have to wait a bit longer for any kind of rainfall. What Alex is seeing on the radar when we come back.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Eric Hovde insulted Wisconsin seniors.
Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
What a jerk. He attacked those who are overweight.
Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
How insulting is that?
He called farmers lazy.
Look at the old physical toil. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
This guy doesn't have a clue.
Eric Hovde has insulted just about everyone.
What's wrong with this guy?
Transform your home into a haven during Steinhaffel's Make It Your Own event. Save up to $600 on the largest selection of sofas, dining sets, bedroom furniture, and more. All customizable so you can create the perfect piece for your space. And that's not all. Check out our bonus buys for even more incredible deals. With Steinhaffel's 60-month financing, your dream home is within reach. Don't miss out. Shop in store or online at steinhaffels.com.
4 years ago, rioters set this Minneapolis police station on fire, trying to burn me and my fellow police officers alive. Governor Tim Walz left us for dead. And Kamala Harris?
This is a movement, I'm telling you. Everyone beware. They're not going to let up, and they should not.
She raised millions to help bail rioters out of jail and supported defunding the police. Kamala sold cops out and put families at risk. Kamala Harris is too weak and too dangerous to be president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Fall is just around the corner. Let the experts at Feldco get your home ready for the cooler temps ahead. Right now, buy one window, get one free. Plus, no interest for 3 years.
Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging. And she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
If you're looking for a new fence or deck, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. You'll get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off the installation or 60-month no-interest financing on your fence or deck. Scan the code to see if you qualify.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Sam's Club, the membership club arm of Walmart, is raising pay to incentivize workers to stay with the company. Sam's Club says it'll increase its minimum wage from $15 to $16 an hour starting in November. It'll also raise wages for its nearly 100,000 employees, ranging from 3 to 6% depending on their tenure. Sam's Club's main competitor, Costco, pays among the highest wages in retail with a minimum of $19.50 an hour. Madison welcoming in 27 brand new U.S. citizens during a special naturalization ceremony today. That ceremony, one of many that'll take place from today through September 23rd as part of the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services celebration of Constitution Week. The new citizens come from 17 countries from all over the world, including China, Russia, Mexico, South Korea, and Italy.
This is the richness of Madison, and I am proud to be part of this celebration and part of this community.
Last year, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services welcomed more than 878,000 new citizens during naturalization ceremonies in the U.S. and also all around the world. The dry conditions continue. The rain could return later in the week. We check back in with Alex. Complete look at the forecast.
Eric, yes, we're going to actually insert a rain chance for Thursday night, so that's some good news to look forward to for southern Wisconsin. It's been awfully dry, as we all know, and warm. Still 82 degrees out there at 6 o'clock at night. Our normal high temperature this time of year is 72 degrees. So we're 10 degrees above normal. It's 6 o'clock at night, but still a beautiful image here with our Upland Hills Health Skycam, and it will be a beautiful evening across all of southern Wisconsin. Temperatures dipping down below the 80-degree mark once we get a little bit further into the hour here. 8 o'clock at 74 and at 10 o'clock 68 degrees. And Jacob will be here for that 10 o'clock newscast. Overnight tonight, low temperature 52 Lone Rock, 61 to the northwest in La Crosse. How about we'll do a 5-4 in Baraboo and a 54 in Madison as well. 53 in Janesville. And this is still a couple of degrees above normal as well. Just a little bit cooler tonight, but we've got warmer temperatures in the forecast for the nighttime lows in just a moment when we get to the 10-day. Again, this is normal, this line way down here, and our temperatures are way above that. Even when we go out into next week behind a series of weather systems, our temperatures are still staying above normal for late September readings. We are entering in a rain chance, anywhere from chance to scattered Thursday night. We're going to track those storms together in just a moment and upping our rain chances as we go Sunday night through Monday into the early part of Tuesday, as it looks like better consensus with the series of weather models giving us more confidence that it looks like we're going to be seeing maybe some appreciable rains during that time frame. Here's that rain chance number 1, Thursday, 6 o'clock, look to the northwest. A couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms entering Juneau and Adams, Marquette and Green Lake counties as we head towards midnight, pressing across the rest of southern Wisconsin, especially from Madison and points off towards the north and towards the east. We could be looking at some gusty winds too with this line of thunderstorms, not looking at flooding rains, not looking at hail with this line of storms, and the tornado threat is very low. Just some gusty winds right now if we do happen to get a strong storm or two. Fast forwarding to the weekend, isolated shower and storm chance in 81 on Saturday. Sunday, there's a little bit better of a chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll do about a 40% coverage with highs very warm for this time of year, still around 79. Look at the low temperatures as we carry forth towards the end of the week into the lower to middle 60s. As we head towards fall. Now remember, lows in the 60s and our normal highs are near 70. Our temperature is staying warm, staying above normal beyond the first day of fall and going even beyond that. Drier than normal as we go into October for Madison and much of the country, and warmer than normal as well.
And coming up in sports, the Kohl Center Classic returns tonight, while Kelly Sheffield is pretty fired up for his team's match with Marquette. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm Joan Balwig, and these days the cost to make Great Grandma Balwig's blue ribbon banana bread is, well, just nuts. Wisconsin families are feeling the pinch of inflation, even on the basics. That's why I work to put dough back in your pockets. Led the effort to defend our family farms and pass the biggest tax cut in state history, because the only way to make life affordable again is to do what banana bread does and bring everyone to the table.
We wanted to be able to enjoy all 4 seasons, and patio enclosures helped us make that dream come true.
The one and only patio enclosures.
Be the scariest house in the block this Halloween at Menards.
Bidenomics is working.
It's not. ABC News proved it with charts.
It was under control
on
during
inflation,
the Trump administration, well below
gas,
$3 a gallon, 35%
and housing.
jump in home prices, folks.
Even CNN admits it.
When it comes to the economy, groceries were less expensive, housing was more affordable when Donald Trump was president.
Yet Harris still says,
Bidenomics is working.
no, it isn't.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
We found out our baby had severe fetal abnormalities and that my life was at risk. But Wisconsin Republicans' extreme abortion ban forced us to leave the state to get the care that I needed. It was a nightmare. Eric Hovde pushed to end Roe v. Wade. And in the Senate, Hovde would give Mitch McConnell the majority to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of women like me. What is wrong with these guys?
Anytime Wisconsin and Marquette play volleyball, it's going to be a must-watch. Last year they played at Pfizer. Tonight they're going to battle at the Kohl Center. It's just the second time Badger volleyball has played at the Kohl. Kelly Sheffield says there are pros and cons to leaving the field house and hosting at the bigger venue. But he understands how exciting it is and how it marks colossal growth for his sport.
I can't go anywhere without hearing somebody fired up about being able to watch us in person here in town. The field house has been a hard ticket to get to for a while. The first experience was incredible there. Filled it up. It got loud. It got really loud, especially as we started playing a little bit better as the match went on. It's not only good for the sport, but it was a great experience for all of us and our players.
And just a reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle. Former Badger Lauren Barnes stops by for our first volleyball show of the season. Show airs at 6:30 on Friday night. It's been a good first 2 weeks of the NFL season for Braylon Allen. The former Badger made history in Week 1, becoming the youngest player to gain a yard in a game. And Agent Zero followed that up with a 2-touchdown performance where, again, history was rewritten. His quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, who's 20 years older than Allen, stopped by the Pat McAfee show and had nothing but good things to say about his running back.
You know, I heard about this kid when he was at Wisconsin. He was 17 years old playing on the field, and now he sits in front of me in meetings. He's 20 freaking years old. He hasn't turned 21 until January. So give him a lot of credit. He's a smart kid. He's a tough kid. I mean, he's fast enough to get around guys. He's big enough to run over you. And he's good in the pass game. He had a couple catches as well. He's a talented kid.
Well, speaking of running backs, the Packers have placed Marshawn Lloyd on injured reserve after he suffered an ankle injury against the Colts on Sunday. The rookie running back has dealt with a couple of injuries since being drafted, his hip during training camp and a hamstring in Green Bay's preseason opener. So take 4 games off, get healthy, but the big thing Packer fans are thinking about, quarterback, right?
Yeah, get him healthy.
Jordan Love.
Fun to watch Braylon Allen, though. The Jets are learning quickly. He can play.
Yeah.
He's a load to bring down. Quick final check of the forecast.
We got some hope in sight for water. Southern Wisconsin as early as Thursday night could see some showers and thunderstorms, and that rain chance is going to continue Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even into the early part of Tuesday of next week. So there's that Thursday night chance. Those chances increasing for the upcoming weekend. Best chances looking like Sunday and Monday at this point in time, and we need the water, and we could see upwards of an inch.
Yeah, we need it. All right, Alex, thanks. Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a great evening. We'll be back here tonight for News 3 Now at 10.